Live from Television Park in high definition, coverage you can count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Will it ever stop? Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Great question. As coverage you can count on begins with another wet day across the CSRA. What a shock. Now more than a foot above average when it comes to rainfall in the area. It's evident with overflowing ponds, soggy grounds, streets with standing water on them, lakes and rivers as full as they can be. And there it is from last week, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers releasing water from the Strom-Thurmond Dam to help relieve the 3 lakes that feed into that area. Corps officials say if the rain doesn't stop, they're going to let some more water out.
Those releases, along with the extra rainfall, have created a mess for people living along the Savannah River. The Jesse Norman Amphitheater along the Riverwalk in downtown Augusta is underwater and has been for days now. It, not a concert, is a draw for audiences. Our Dee Griffin joins us now live from Lake Olmsted, which is also higher than normal, and high waters everywhere just mean bad news for business. Dee?
That's right, high water everywhere, even here at Lake Olmsted, but it hasn't stopped people from coming out and enjoying the water. In fact, there was a kayaker just a few minutes ago on the other side of the lake, and in a little while, the guy who owns the local paddleboarding group will be out here with some people. Too bad they can't use the river because it's too high, and a lot of business owners are seeing the same thing. I'm talking about business owners like bait and tackle shops. The fishermen can't get fish right now, so the bait and tackle shops are suffering. Also, the kayaking companies that rent out the kayaks, they're suffering because people can't go out on the river. So a lot of businesses are being affected by this swollen water, bodies of water locally. And coming up at 6, I'll have more on how it's affecting area people like business owners. I'm live at Lake Olmsted. Back to you.
Dee, thanks. More water troubles to tell you about even further down the state line on the Georgia side in Screven County, where the county's emergency management director says the earthen dam at the Herbert Jacobs Pond gave out on Saturday night. That pond is near Highway 17 and Rocky Ford Road. It washed away several roads. Part of the nearby railroad was damaged, but they are trying to fix that now as we welcome back George Myers to help tackle this situation.
And George, we still haven't had a full day without rain.
That's right. 15 days into July, 15 days of rain, but we're looking for a little bit of a drying trend for Tuesday and Wednesday. Not totally dry, but certainly better than it has been. Take a look at our temperatures. Now, it's hard to believe this is the middle of July. Look at the temps in the 70s, no hundreds, no 80s. That's all because of shower and thunderstorm activity, which has rolled through. Now, take a look at our WJBF Live Viper 6. Right now, you'll see a line of showers moving to the west, northwest through Edgefield, McCormick, and Lincoln counties. This line rolled through the metro area about an hour ago. They're moving relatively quickly, so that's good news. Nobody's going to pick up a ton of rainfall from them, but those of you along Highway 28 in McCormick County to Plum Branch to Modoc coming your way, and this will cross into the lake and over into Lincoln and Wilkes County. More in your forecast and that short drying trend coming up. Brad, Jenny?
George, thanks. A new national standard for teachers is making it tougher for them to make the grade. The new standard was approved last month. It has colleges across the country and right here at home revamping their education programs. News Channel 6's Courtney Elledge is live now in the newsroom. And Courtney, this new standard is designed to improve the quality of teachers in the classroom.
Jenny, it is, and a report from the National Council on Teacher Quality shows that most colleges graduate first-year teachers who lack needed management skills and subject knowledge. Now, in that group's rating system, only 4 schools scored a 4, which is the highest score. None of those were here in Georgia. Now, that's why some local school administrators are welcoming this tougher standard with open arms.
School can be tough for students, but educators say it can be even harder for teachers, especially those who are just starting their careers. That's why the qualifications for who can educate your child are changing.
It's going to make it more rigorous. They're not just going to be able to do book work and a few bulletin boards and lesson plans and be able to get a certification to teach. I think there's going to be more of an emphasis on classroom management, and for beginning teachers, that's a huge piece.
After a study conducted by the National Council on Teacher Quality, Georgia ranked low on the list of teachers who knew their content and performed well. The NCTQ hopes that creating a new certification process that includes more testing, especially in the areas of math and English, will eliminate potential teachers who won't make the grade.
You've got to have the qualifications, you've got to have the skills that go with that. I've seen a number of passionate teachers that weren't that well-rounded, and we end up having to work with them. So anything we can do to get the total package with a candidate coming out of college, we're all for that.
Carney says he hopes the new certification process will spark friendly competition among colleagues. He says competition breeds success, and Columbia County wants those successful teachers.
We want them to be able to go deep in the content, so we're meeting all the needs. You've got gifted kids that are going to push those teachers and ask those kind of questions, so you definitely have to know the content, and also to better explain it to the kids that aren't gifted. You know, you need that well-roundedness.
Carney says he hopes this will help Columbia County's public school system continue to rank highly. We mentioned no colleges in Georgia got a top grade on that NTCQ report, but in South Carolina, Furman University did get a top score. Brad, back to you.
Emotions still running so high nearly 2 days after a jury acquitted George Zimmerman on second-degree murder and manslaughter charges. Critics say the prosecution in the case did not have enough evidence for a conviction. Prosecutors say they presented a solid case against the former Neighborhood Watch volunteer in the shooting death of Trayvon Martin. Protesters want the U.S. Justice Department to go for civil rights charges against Zimmerman now.
Zimmerman was the captain of his Neighborhood Watch program, a job that many take very seriously. But just how far is too far when it comes to protecting your neighborhood? News Channel 6's Barkley Bishop takes a look.
Neighborhood Watch programs are designed to be the eyes and the ears of their community. It's a huge undertaking. So we went looking for answers. How do you stay safe while keeping your street safe at the same time?
When we call them, they come.
Sammy Sias is referring to the police. As head of Augusta's Sandridge Neighborhood Watch program, he focuses on the importance of knowing how to obtain a safe community.
We stress the basic things: cleanliness, observing and respecting the law, respecting your neighbors. And if you do those things, you're on the way to a safe and prosperous neighborhood.
But as a citizen, how far is too far when it comes to protecting your neighborhood and taking matters into your own hands?
Since you're not a law enforcement officer, you're not obligated to confront the individual. We are.
Lieutenant Lewis Blanchard with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office says the best thing you can do is observe and report.
Somebody obviously walking through your neighborhood that looks suspicious doesn't require you to take immediate action.
Sandridge neighbor Mac Hunt says he knows this advice firsthand.
I've encountered problems a couple times where I had to call the police, and in my problem in encountering those problems, I told them, well, I'll go and see if I can get some more information from the person that I've called on, and I was told to stand down.
Knowing how to best handle protecting your streets is most important, something Sias says can be best put into practice when communities come together for the betterment of all.
It is in our best interest for every neighborhood to have a neighborhood association and be a part of an umbrella group so that the same problem in different neighborhoods can be addressed.
If you want to start a Neighborhood Watch program in your neighborhood, head to our website, WJBF.com, to learn how. Reporting in Augusta, Barkley Bishop, WJBF News Channel 6.
17-year-old Trayvon Martin, of course, the victim in the Zimmerman murder trial, and a big focus was the hoodie he was wearing the night he was killed. The defense team says Zimmerman considered Martin to look suspicious in his attire. So we wondered, will this change the way teens dress, knowing that some may speculate they're up to no good?
Hopefully it's just going to be something that's kind of fade away after a period of time, you know, because a lot of people wear hoodies. And, you know, you can't teach kids not to wear hoodies.